Good morning. This is my fourth attempt trying to do this video. Keep getting interrupted, but that's okay. That's how life goes. Anyway, as you know, I don't edit or put sound or anything in my videos. I just give you basically the raw format for two reasons. One, I just don't have the time to be able to edit my videos. And two, I just try to make this as natural as possible if I was talking to you face to face, which I guess I am in some sort of weird way. Anyway, I start my day with one of these from now on. So it's a 10 zing. And the reason why I'm just sharing with you is that the drink that I'm using is because I used to be on Red Bull and Monsters, and I packed on a whole heap of weight, and yeah, and that whole heap of weight and stuff like that was affecting my health. So one of the big things that you have to pay attention to, believe it or not, when it comes to your career, is actually your health. Take care of your health, and your health will take care of you. Anyway, that's enough of my advice for today. I got money from Amazon. If you want, I'll give you a link down below. But more importantly, comment, like, and subscribe. Do all those kind of things. But more importantly, comment. So if there's anything that you want to know about, do, or even if you want to join my group of other Azure DevOps engineers, AWS engineers, AKS engineers, um, you know, just basically just comment and say that you want to connect, and we could connect on LinkedIn. Anyway, what's the market doing? Market's really, really, really interesting. And I'll tell you why. If you're looking to break into cloud, or if you're looking to actually get a promotion, now is the time. Now is not the time to think that you're going to get a big career step in terms of like working for Dell, working for Microsoft, working for Google. Now is the time that you can actually say, you know what, I can help other companies leverage my knowledge in terms of like, how are you going to be able to move your environment from, I don't know, traditional IaaS, virtual machines to containers, those kind of things. Now, if you don't have that knowledge is out there for you either free to obtain or you could just pay for it. And the courses are not that expensive because the competition's so much, but it's just like, you know, just choose the most popular course that you can possibly find. And yeah, you'll be able to obtain that information. So information is key. Knowledge is gold. That's all I can say. So, but let me share my screen. And I haven't done this for a while. And I want to be able to move away from Zoom because that's basically what I use. And I would, if you've got any recommendations of what other people use, please let me know because I just don't know what there is. Anyway, so let's share that screen. Let's talk us through the market as we see it today. So the market that we see it today is quite healthy. So let's go to JobServe first of all, right? I understand where the market's going. So I look at Azure engineering. Reason being is because that's more or less the beginner role, or that's how the market sees it. But being an Azure engineer or engineer of any sort, like DevOps engineer, but engineering is where I like to be. It's very rewarding career. And we can see that the rates are actually increasing back to some sort of normality. So Azure DevOps Engineer at 600 per day is pretty good. This company is asking for 2 days on site. I would say that's negotiable. Anything's negotiable. So if you are in a situation like me where I have to take care of my wife who's got multiple sclerosis, I would try to negotiate that rather than being on site. I just want to be fully remote. If that's not an option, I could try to negotiate 2 days a month. If that's not an option, well, I just have a new plan A. That is to find another job. Anyhow, but it's looking pretty good. There's a mix of skills being required, and I'll be able to show you through the IT job watch where there's a transitional period or transitional uptake of different tech that I see that's actually happening. But anyway, point being is there's a lot of work. Wow, DV cleared IT infrastructure engineer, £700 per day. My. But you got to be on site for that, especially DV clearance. I can't get DV clearance. Reason being is because I refuse to give up my Barbados passport because You just never know if that may come in handy. I'm happy to just stick at SC clearance. But for those people who have a single British passport, DV clearance, well, let me tell you, it will pay off. I've even seen roles in about 3 or 4 years ago paying £1,000 a day. But you must have DV clearance in the very beginning. Okay, so jobs, healthy number, but we have to remember that salary not stated is an indication to me of a agency or a company trying to fish for CVs and just basically seeing what the market average will be, and they'll pay the average rate. But guess what? You will get the average service. So if you're listening to this video and you pay for the average, you will get average. End of story. Nothing more I can say about that. Really and truly, there's 375 live jobs, in my opinion, but you can see that sometimes people repost or double post jobs. Um, if you go to, I think CV library, this number would be significantly lower, so probably about 100, 150, but that's okay because there is a lot of opportunity in the market. Perm jobs, on the other hand, huge hit with 3,948. Let's call that 4,000. But again, when I basically remove the not stated on the job, that number is more or less realistic at 681. Now, I'm not saying that no one can not get a job that doesn't have a salary posted. What I'm just basically saying is that from my experience and other people's experiences, and even recruiters have told me the reason why they end up not posting the salary is because they're just basically trying to see what the market average is. And how do you tell that when you've got a recruiter who's just basically talking to you about, what your career is and if they're fishing for CVs and stuff like that? Quite basically, they don't have a role that's live. So the question you should always ask is, do you have a live role? Their situation would probably be a no. Hmm. Let's move on to what's popular in IT Job Watch. So the way how I do it is that what I've learned is if I come here into IT Job Watch, and it's like eToro, like it's telling me like what the market's doing and stuff like that. I'm seeing like what's popular. That's the main important thing. What's popular, what's shifting. So if I type in Azure, I can see that I'm not looking just for well, -1 is okay for Azure overall, but I don't think that's accurate. But look at Azure AI. It's got uptake 102 points. That's pretty interesting. And the day rate's 475. Fairly decent. Interestingly, Azure AKS is down by 424. It's -24. Now, AI uses or has to use some sort of infrastructure, some sort of application, some sort of tooling, you know, and you can integrate it with your backend services. This is a false positive in my opinion. Reason being is because AKS may be used in when you're deploying AI, but it's the title that's different. And the title is basically not known. And this I think when I say this, IT Job Watch has an API that goes and captures all that information and pulls it back into itself. So it's not saying that Azure AKS is not being used as much. It's just basically it's considered a package when it comes to other products. So like DevOps, for example, you need to be able to have that with, you need to know AKS to be able to do that in some situations. But anyway, that's what I'm saying. Weirdly, uptake of Azure Bicep. Oh, Bicep in comparison to Terraform is it's grueling. Uh, I don't really, I can't really comment on it. A lot of places are picking it up. I would say not to really. Anyhow, Azure Architect 625. That's quite a healthy salary. But it's -13, so that's quite interesting. That figure was quite higher before. I think that was 40. So what is that telling me? I think projects are picking up, but I'm guessing that the market. What I am seeing is a lot of data engineering. Do you see that? It's up by 43% or 43 points. Sorry, there's no percentage there. I do apologize, misleading, but it's up by 43%. DevOps engineer is -89. The two are almost paying the same, but one is getting more popular than the other. So what do we do? Well, we try to understand what's the data engineering. So there's a free course content that you could get, or a Coursera that you can actually do for Azure data engineering. Do the course, get the knowledge. But what you find is that the same tooling to do DevOps and IAC is what data engineer still needs to know. Data engineer still needs to know AKS. So what I'm saying is that it's not a huge transitional, it's not a huge burden for you to move from DevOps engineering to data engineering. Just point the gun, squeeze the trigger, and the bullet will hit the target. That's all I'm just trying to say to you. So yeah, just recap. I think right now is a good time for you to be in the IT market. If you wanted to move away from being a truck driver, have you seen the other video that I did with Jermaine? So if you want to be if you're a truck driver and you want to get into IT, just train up, get the qualifications, show the potential employer that you're dead keen, and you will get the role. If you're now someone who's leaving um, education, or when I say that you're like 17, 18, you're really keen to get into IT and stuff like that, use 6 months of your time while you're still living with mom and dad, if that is an option, for you to train up in a cloud program, whether it's Azure, AWS, and then take up the opportunity to learn Kubernetes and do the Kubernetes courses and get the qualifications, and then learn Terraform and learn Python. And once you have those underneath your belt and you're quite competent in that, start applying for jobs. In fact, before you can get the qualifications, start applying for jobs. Get your CV out there. And that's what I'm telling some of my students what to do. And they're getting traction within the market. So that's all I can actually say for today, ladies and gentlemen. It's been fun doing this video. Hope you enjoy it. And yeah, enjoy your September.